My head was still buzzing with the same thought. I should have done it better. It happened earlier this week, during what should have been a small win. I closed a deal. On paper, everything worked out fine. The clients were happy, the contract signed, the commission locked in. But instead of celebrating, my brain latched onto one moment. A line I stumbled over when explaining a clause. The awkward silence that followed before I recovered. I carried that silence with me all day. By the time I got home, it had grown louder than the actual outcome. The papers sat neatly in my bag, but in my chest, it felt like the deal was incomplete, flawed, not good enough. At my desk, I kept replaying it. The stumble, the hesitation, the imagined judgment in their eyes. My pen tapped against the contract until the ink smudged across the margin. That smear of ink became the symbol of it all. Proof, in my mind, that imperfection had stained what should have been success. And the thought that pressed against me was this: if I can't deliver perfectly, then maybe I'm not meant to be here at all. That's the raw truth I've been sitting with this week. Not the celebration of a win, but the suffocating fear that even my wins don't count if they aren't flawless. Perfection is a moving target. The closer you get, the further it shifts. Growing up, mistakes weren't just small slips. They were magnified. At school, one missed detail outweighed the entire page of correct answers. At home, praise was quiet, but criticism was sharp. It taught me to scan for flaws first, to believe that perfection was the price of acceptance. But here's what I've been learning. Imperfection doesn't erase success. It humanizes it. Maybe you've felt it too. Do you ever finish something only to immediately critique it? Do you find yourself unable to celebrate wins because you're replaying the one thing you could have done better? Do you ever wonder if people only notice your stumbles, not your strides? I used to think imperfection disqualified me, that even if the outcome was good, the cracks meant it didn't really count. But the truth is, cracks don't erase the structure. They prove it was built. Perfection is a myth. Presence is enough. I wish someone had told me sooner that clients don't need flawless scripts. They need honest connection, that people don't remember the stumble as much as they remember the way you carried through it. That smudge of ink on the contract, at first, it looked like proof I'd failed to meet the standard. But later, I realized it was just that, a smudge, ink on paper, not the full story, not the heart of the deal. So let's pause here. Breathe in, breathe out. Remember, your worth is not measured by the absence of flaws, but by the courage to show up despite them. Let's reset together. If you'd like, find a comfortable place to sit. Notice the surface beneath you. Notice your shoulders, your breath. Let yourself arrive. This week, we'll use journaling and body scan, and we'll return to the smudge of ink, not as a mark of failure, but as a reminder of humanity. Reset 1. Journaling prompt. If you have a journal or even just a piece of paper nearby, you can write with me. If not, you can simply reflect silently. Ask yourself, what part of today do I keep replaying as imperfection? Write down the stumble, the smudge, the silence. Don't censor it. Let it spill out. Now, ask yourself, what truth remains, even with that imperfection? Maybe the truth is, the deal still closed, the client still smiled, the work still mattered. On the page, write that truth beside the imperfection. Let them exist together. Let the smudge sit next to the signature, both part of the same story. Reset 2. Body scan. Now, set the journal down. Close your eyes if it feels safe. Take a breath in. Release slowly. Bring awareness to your head. Notice if your forehead is tight, as though holding on to the replay. Let it soften. Move to your jaw. Unclench. To your shoulders, heavy with the weight of should have. Let them drop. To your chest, notice the space around your heart. Breathe gently into it. Down through your arms, let them rest. Through your stomach, if there's a knot, imagine it loosening, thread by thread. Down into your legs, steady against the ground, into your feet, rooted. As you scan, repeat softly inside. My imperfections don't erase my worth. Bringing them together. Imagine that smudge of ink again, but this time, see it not as a stain, but as a signature of humanity. A reminder that even with flaws, the contract still holds, the deal still counts, the story is still yours. Presence is enough. I notice now, my breath feels steadier. That smudge doesn't look like proof of failure anymore. It just looks like life. Real, human, imperfect, and still valid. That's the shift. Wins don't need to be flawless to matter. They matter because you showed up. Even pausing here is progress. You didn't need to erase the smudge to prove yourself. You just needed to see that it never erased you to begin with. Presence is enough. Presence is enough. Here's a reflection to carry into the week. What imperfection have I been magnifying? And what truth still stands beside it? Tomorrow may bring new deals, new moments where your voice shakes or your timing falters. But tonight, we remembered, perfection isn't the price of belonging. Presence is. And tonight, I'm grateful for the imperfect sip of coffee that still warms me, for the smudge of ink that didn't ruin the page, and for the reminder that my worth doesn't hinge on flawless execution.